What's up, traders? Pretty frustrating day. We had a bunch of trades on Dish and a couple on CLDR. Well, let's get to it. Let's start CLDR here. I like that extension through that previous resistance. Looks like it tried to already find a top here. Whole dollar action sitting there at 13. Coming back down, we didn't get an ad. We were looking for closer to 1350. So we kind of got a bad spot here. So we get a flush through 21, we'll look to probably take most of this off. Alright, we're going to reduce our risk here. We only ended up with a penny there. We kept missing the bid by a penny. So we're going to take most of the risk off because we didn't get our ad there, so I'm not really liking it. We'll see if we can get the rest to go down. So kind of a crappy trade there. But we didn't get our ad, and if you really break it down, we can't really ask for too much more if it wants to bounce here. Here we go, trying to test 13 again, or through 1310. Went right to that 1309 again and it's bouncing. So 1309 is where we got to get through. See if we can try it again here. There we go, we're through. See if we can get down to 05, take out our 60%. There we go, got that fill. And only if we could have got that little bit more of a push on our main shares, this would have been a really nice trade. It's not a horrible trade, but definitely we're going to put the stop at break even here on the rest. So if we get the high a day, we're going to try something, which then we would have to put in 20. And we'll keep it lower than 41 just in case. So then we'd have to sell. Because I feel like if we break high a day here, we're going to get a push up to 1350. And these would just be like straight up scalp plays. But it's something that I've been watching over and over again. Basically, we would have a stop right at break even, and obviously if it completely just gets rejected. But the odds are if this thing goes high of day, we're looking for that to kind of break out a little bit. And it would be small share size, right? This is only 10% of our initial share size, so it's kind of just toying around with the idea here. Yeah, you are paying commissions, but hey, you get the skin in the game, you start to pay a little bit more attention. Here we go, we're coming up to that stop. So hopefully this will change to the sell button if this works the way that I'm thinking it should. If not, it's going to be a pain in the butt. There we go. So we didn't get stopped, and we also didn't get filled. What the F? Okay, there it is. And it did change to the sell. That's not good because that's not what we were looking for there. We wanted to get the fill for the scalp, not the way that it did. So we ended up getting the fill at 41 there. We wanted to get the fill as it was going up through, not like this. Well, this is kind of a pain. All right, so we're going to use, I guess, the bottom of this candle here, of course. It's going to be the fake out breakout. We were looking for it to extend up through 1350, but we were also looking to get filled as it went through. Not like it did, but we'll give it a shot here. See if it wants to give us up around that 1350 area. Looking for the 1350 break. There it is. See if we can get a little bit of a push. No, it's getting rejected. Oh, we'll take it there. So that's pretty much what I had in mind. Just looking for a quick scalp based off of if we're looking to get out of a position, there's a reason. So that's what we're just going to try to look to capitalize on that reason. So not a bad little trade there. I like it. All right, let's keep looking. Ooh, we got a bad fill there. We got 86. I thought I was hitting it at 95. I think it was. Kind of holding over this 37 area. Need to get back below it. All right, we're going to get the ad there, 35. Brings our average to 10. So we can get the pull back down here and test 37. Looking for this to come back down, test 37. Ultimately looking for it to get back through. So that bad fill in the first entry there, kind of coming back to haunt us a little bit here. We could be pretty close to our average right now if we would have got the fill we thought we were getting. We are going to put a stop at break even here as well. This is a pretty decent attempt at a pullback. Wouldn't be too interested if it tries to go higher at this point. Just getting... No! What happened there? Oh, I hit stop at break even. Shit. Was that all my shares? It was too. Shit. I meant to hit stop at high of day. I hit stop at break even. Ah, that's such a... Alright, we're going to jump back in this, and we're still going to do the same thing. We're going to look for that conviction. That's a little frustrating. So now we're in at 37.16. That's such a load of crap. Still looking for that 37 test here, 37.04. Give us a little bit more here. Keeps trying to get down through 10. It's not quite giving it to us. 37.30 is going to be our stop. Just because we kind of screwed this up, we're going to give it a tight stop as well, up through that pivot. This is going to be a very frustrating trade. Yep, there it is. Alright, I'm going to walk away for a sec. I'll be right back. We're going to try to play the descending triangle here. Take one last little shot at this. Put the stop where it's supposed to be this time. So basically looking for this ascending triangle to work out, and then break 37 is what we're looking for. The way it stalled there, the volume kind of died. It looked very DT-ish. That's kind of what we were going off there on that entry that we just took. But it's completely saying, nope, that was just support, you dummy. And now we're going high of day. So now at this point, we're at the bottom part of the DT that is now a much bigger one. Right? We were looking for that to kind of complete. I feel like this is no longer a valid DT. Kind of broke there. I'm not too mad with the trade itself. I'm mad that I messed it up. And then I tried to do what I think is the right thing there, is to just jump right back in and act like that didn't happen. And then I guess I got emotional there and didn't put my stop over high a day. Ended up taking the stop out, squeezed through what I guess you could consider a pivot, but not really. Just not wanting to risk too much based off of the oof that I made. And then this third trade, I'm not too mad about either. It's a normal descending triangle trade, but I feel like I took it because of what happened. I don't feel like I normally take descending triangles in most cases. It's just not a strat that I've been toying around with lately. There it is, 1 cent away. And there we go, we're gonna get some slippage. Yep, of course we get the slippage. Oh, fun times, fun times. It's probably gonna fake out breakout too. That's the worst part. Let's cancel this order. Because if it is trying to trade like the SPY at all, the SPY's getting rejected here. But I'm gonna lick my wounds here and just get away from this thing. I'm gonna try this one last time. See, that's what it was supposed to do last time. For some reason it didn't. I mean, it's not a bad setup. We let it make a top. We were just looking for this to be the backside of a move coming back down to test previous resistance. If it wants to, it does. If not, then we're wrong yet again today. How did I know that was about to happen? You could just feel it. You could just feel it. Oh. Again, just cancel this. Probably not going to need it now. When the SPY reacts to the upside, this thing does. There it is. So we're going to get stopped. We're going to get slippage. Yep. Got some slippage there too. So when the SPY reacts to the upside, this thing goes with it. But when it reacts to the downside, it just kind of consolidates. So, all right. We've given enough money to this thing today. I feel like I'm at the poker table just playing stupid hands at this point. All right, traders, that was the live trades there on CLDR and Dish. So we'll start here with Dish because I have it up. Just early on this first entry, we were looking for that 37 to kind of hold. 37.10 actually, it went through and started to come back down through. Kind of felt like we were going to get a move back down towards that previous resistance here at 36.50. As you can see, it didn't quite give it to us. It went straight back up, so we were okay with staying in this trade because we never really got a pullback, and we kind of hit the top here. What was the ad? 37.35. The top was 37.43. And, well, it actually got, yeah, 37.43 was the top. So we were pretty close on our ad. We were looking to take most off at 37.04. We kept getting down there, 37.08, 37.09, 37.10. We just couldn't get it. But on the way down on this candle, It was a little frustrating because we accidentally hit the stop at break even button over here, and we meant to hit the stop at high of day, and we were currently trading right at our break even amount, so it stopped us out of our whole position. And I was like, crap. Obviously it wasn't stop at break even, it was above that, so that's why it stopped us out. And a little frustrating, we jumped right back in. We actually took a little bit less share size. We had 300 total shares. We ended up jumping back in for 200 at a little bit of a lower price. So obviously a little unfortunate, but we were still looking for this thing to kind of come back down and test that previous resistance here at 36.50. It decided that it wanted to go back a little bit higher. We actually used the top of this candle as a stop, and unfortunately it stopped us out. I don't know why we did that. It was a little emotional, I guess, because of the mistake we made, and so be it. That was really besides the obvious mistake, I feel like that was the one mistake that I made overall. I let my emotions get to me. We put a stop where it shouldn't have been, and we paid for it. So we decided to take one last trade. At least we thought it was one last trade here. As a descending triangle, risking high of day. It looked like it was a nice descending triangle after the para, and it failed. So we ended up stopping out there. And this was just me revenge trading, and you should never do this. We tried to get in for one last attempt at this to come back down, test the previous resistance after it made a new high. Got in on the backside. It tried to come down, couldn't break that 50 area, and it squeezed up, and it eventually took us out at high of day yet again. So as you can see, it's shoving it in our face right now. It finally got back on the 50. It's breaking through. So just bad trading here. Revenge trading's bad. Obviously the mistake sucks, and this cover was bad. But other than that, I don't necessarily hate the trade. It just never worked, right? I mean, look at this move it made, and then it just consolidated at the highs, right? That's just a trade not working. There's really nothing you can do about it. But this is a revenge trade. Should have never happened. The mistake happened. You don't want those to happen, but it did. Jumping back in, I feel that that is not a bad thing to do if you make that mistake. But then getting an emotional cover here where a stop shouldn't be. My stop was going to be at high of day 10 seconds ago, or however many seconds ago it was before I did that. And I immediately said, okay, well, I'm jumping in here. I got to move my stop down to where I did. And that makes no sense, right? So that was definitely a mistake. And, but yeah, overall, Dish ended up being a pretty big loser. We ended up losing a decent amount there, 158.87 on that one after we were all said and done. Over to CLDR. This one we were just early. Again, we were a little early on this one. Popped up. We were looking for 1350 for our ad. Never quite got there. Came back down, took most of it off, pretty much at break even. Got a nice little dip here. Took the other percent off, so we were down to 10% of our position. We were out 90% on these two, 75%, then 60% of the remaining, leaves us with 10% of the total position. It came back up, and as it was coming back up, we said, hey, let's give that little thing that we've been talking about a try. So we have a pretty key resistance. If it wants to break that, the odds are it's going to move up. So we ended up reversing our position. It was only 20 shares left, 10% of that original position. And so we reversed it, ended up 20 shares long, and we sold into the pop, right? Just a little for fun thing to do. I would probably only do that when it is 10% of the remaining. I don't think I would do it with a full position size, because that would mean that it's probably really not working. So, and it means we're probably still pretty extended, which is kind of what happened on Dish. I think the main reason I wanted to keep trading Dish is because it still felt extended, even as it kept failing us, right? So it didn't really fail us until here. This was really the first time it failed, was when it broke this resistance area here. But within that time, we had already taken 3 trades. 1, because it was a mistake. 2, because we emotionally let our emotions get to us, and the descending triangle to try to make up for it. And then it ultimately failed, where we should have still been in our primary position and stopping out there and then just being done with it. So unfortunate how today played out. Just some overall bad trading. Also picking a stock that just didn't work. CLDR just not getting the ad, just didn't quite get there. So we ended up with like a position in the middle, right? You're only looking for 50% of that position, or 50% of that move to come back down for the majority of your position, because you don't know if it's going to actually come down and test that previous resistance, even though it does a lot of times. But that's why we took off most of our position when it did get there. And it's just unfortunate. So Again, the gift card was in yesterday's video, so hopefully you were the one that found it, even though I know who did find it. They left a comment, and I appreciate that, but it shouldn't stop you from hitting like on these videos to get next week's gift card to an even higher price. Right now, you guys are well on track to make it over $25. This week's was $12.50, so hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit the little post notification bell because it'll let you know when I upload a video, so when the gift card is there, you'll be one of the first ones to, at least have a shot at it. So have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.